Sorry, I'm not really here yet. Oh.
I love this sound.
That squeaky sound?
Yeah. I always keep it in the podcast because it sounds like real. It's what's really happening.
Cool. I can't hear myself. Can you?
Oh,
Can you
really?
hear me? Well, I do have, like, it doesn't really matter because I have a hat on. Sure, whatever.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. Maybe this.
I hope there's no coronavirus on my on my microphone.
I thought about that. And then I decided not to be paranoid. I've been exposed to a lot of diseases in my life.
I haven't really,
not too worried.
But I'm also not too worried. Although I keep thinking I'm having a heart attack all morning, but I think it's just
acid reflux,
heartburn or something.
Yeah, I'm sure you look great. You look
good.
Healthy.
Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't sleep at all last night. Lately, whatever my anxiety, my insomnia is through the roof, and it's always about stupid stuff.
Me too.
Just really stupid stuff.
Like what? What's stupid?
Okay, I had 3 or 4 nights in a row, and I know you don't control what you are obsessing about at night. It's really just random, but so our family's kind of vaguely taken up cross-country skiing because it's cheap and we always ski regular skiing on the weekends.
And you don't have to drive to it.
Right. And it's cool, I guess. And it's all your fault, actually. You got me.
Yeah, I kept pushing it
now. And then my sister Jen likes it way more than I do. So she's always begging me to go with her
nice.
Every day. So we go. But I got all this stuff from this guy who had a cross-country ski touring business.
Oh,
and
did you go to Pete's?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
You
and I
found
said
him.
hello to him from you, and he said hello
Good.
to you from him. Anyway, but a couple of things I couldn't quite get matched up perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And so for 3 or 4 nights in a row, all I dreamed about was sorting ski stuff. Oh, you have NNN boots, but you need SRN boots, and your SRN skis don't fit into this. I just night long. That's what.
No,
because I was getting equipment for my whole family and Jen's whole family, and the sizes, and I didn't know up until this year that cross-country skis came in different, the bindings aren't all just universal, like a downhill ski.
Sure,
you can just clip into a downhill ski no matter what kind of thing you have.
Yeah.
But these some have the little pins in the front.
When you close your eyes, do you see ski boots?
God. Yeah, and we have a whole row of them.
When I close my eyes,
in my living room,
I see computer screens. Unfortunately, that's really bad. You've been spending too much time on a computer when you can see is computers.
And it's just a stupid thing to be stressing out about, and I'm not even stressed out about it, but it's for some reason a thing that just keeps keeping me up at night.
It's symbolic.
I don't know why. I have 1 million way worse things to be stressed out about.
You need to,
and that's what's making me not sleep.
You need
I
to
don't get it.
Balance your chakras. Let's do it right now.
I didn't sleep last night, and I wasn't even thinking about skis last night. I just couldn't sleep.
How's your root chakra?
I don't know, but I think there's a hair in my contact lens, and that's bugging me too.
Okay, let's start the show now.
Oh, okay.
Why not? Why don't we start the show right now? Would you like to introduce it?
I would love to. You guys are listening to 11th Hour Radio, broadcasting live from Royalton Community Radio, WFVR. That felt weird to say that this time.
WFVR.
Yeah. Anyway, 96.5. Christina Stikos and Emily Howe come to you live every Friday at 11. We thank our sponsors and underwriters, which I would tell you who they were, but
things sound so good with the hat on. I'm wearing my hat.
Yeah, me too. I always wear my hat, and it's a nice, safe muffle.
I know. When I'm in the studio, I don't let myself wear hats because I feel like I have to hear the audio as clearly as possible. But right now, you sound so good through a hat. Really?
That's like saying I have a face for radio.
No, I think it just could. The hat is cushioning
so good
my
when I
ears.
completely plug my ears.
It's not like that. I've been cleaning my ears.
Oh, see?
And it's working.
Isn't it great?
My doctor said she could see my eardrum now. Wow. Whereas before she couldn't see it because it was all clogged up with earwax.
Wow. I should really go to a doctor sometime. I haven't in such a long time, and I really should in case I am having a heart attack. But I think actually, I also haven't worn a bra in 3 weeks. I don't know where my bras are.
Okay.
They're just nowhere. And then,
TMI.
Well, whatever. I had to go to the farm show with John yesterday. As like
a
group,
had to find one,
like with his like committee,
no,
and I felt like I had to wear a bra.
No, you wear a coat at the farm show. It's cold in there, right?
Yeah, we had to sit for a couple of hours in a conference room and stuff, and I just felt like, okay, if some occasion indicates that I should be wearing a bra, it's probably this one. And I was like really touchy about it because last year I almost fell asleep and embarrassed him, so I didn't want to like, oh, there's the woman whose nipples are on full display. I didn't want to do that this year, so
yeah.
The only bra I could find is like way too tight, and maybe that is what's hurting me.
I see. So you think you're having a heart attack, but actually your clothing is restrictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it hurt before I put it on, but I don't think it's helping.
Well, according to the Onion, Carhartt has a new clothing line. Did you see that?
No. Is it underwear?
It's a rugged work thong. Pretty interesting. It's made out of leather.
Oh,
it goes like it probably carry a hammer on one side.
Okay. So it's got some sort of loops attached to it.
It's Carhartt.
Carhartt does make the Utilikilt.
Really?
Yeah, and that's not even an Onion article. That's like a real thing. It's a kilt that has, pockets for your hammer and your pencil and your,
like horseshoers have. Right? They have like an apron.
They have. It's almost like chaps, their apron. Yeah.
That sounds great. I want it.
Know.
I mean, I don't even do carpentry.
Yeah, Jim has some. And then he has a little tiny one for his kids.
What could I put in mine?
Gardening tools, maybe?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
A file. Because I file my pruners.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of times I don't do it as much as I should because I don't have I can leave the file in the car. So I could have it right in my chaps.
You could. You wouldn't have to.
That would look so cool. It would look like like the horseshoers have a rasp
they
put in their pocket.
They do have a rasp.
I can see it. I can see it so clearly because
is nippers a real
you.
word, or is it short for something like
nippinsaki?
No,
is it Japanese?
I always thought nip was like just a slang
snip.
for clip
for
or
snip. For
yeah.
snip.
Yeah.
Nip.
Is nip short for snip?
You can say it faster than snip. Nip.
Well, they both only have one syllable, so I'm really not sure why you have to shorten something that already only has one syllable.
Do you have a preference? Snip or nip?
No, I'm just wondering how that came about, and I figured you, as a person who uses nippers quite frequently, you may know the answer to that question.
No.
Okay, probably Paul knows. Or he will know in about 10 minutes.
This is what you might call the astral mirrors of delusion. I was going to talk about those today.
What?
The astral mirrors of delusion.
Those don't sound very nice.
It's hard to say that. Let me take a deep breath and try to say that again. Astral mirrors of delusion.
I don't like the sound of them. What are they?
Well, it's kind of it's part of the false ascension matrix.
This all sounds like a weird sci-fi horror movie.
Well, you need to look
or
up
the Labyrinth.
This is you have to go to ascensionglossary.com. Let's see, is it .com or .org? Ascension.
Com and org are the same thing, right? Really?
No.
I mean, I know they're not, but what's the difference?
They're getting more similar. It used to be that nonprofits and stuff were orgs, and the comms were profit businesses, commerce versus organizations, but it's not really true anymore.
Totally didn't know what those were short for.
And then there's EDUs and nets.
Education.
Net is the one that sounds old-fashioned. People still have .net.
Yeah, what's
but
that?
You can have a .net if you want. You can have a .info. You can have a .tv. There's a channel called Twit TV. Twit.tv.
Delightful.
It's a tech station on YouTube.
You know how you just had to revamp all of your websites because the website host went down or something and sold it to another one?
Yeah.
So we and I have the same website host as you, so they had been sending us emails, and I was like, "Oh, I think Christina said the deadline was soon."
Yeah, today.
And randomly, John went online last night, which I shouldn't have let him because of the two of us,
panicked.
He knows literally nothing about anything online, but somehow he managed. I was tossing and turning in bed, still not able to sleep anyway, and he randomly was still up, and he fixed it.
Oh,
which is really weird because he doesn't know anything.
That's awesome.
Like literally about anything online.
They look so good. They look great.
I like looked at it on my phone. It looks like a mess on my phone, but that's because my phone is stupid, not the website.
Yeah, to really fine tune it, you have to make selections about how it looks.
The only tricky thing is like he had to like change the password and change all the things like that. And it used to be just like easy because I didn't care. Like who's gonna hack into this stupid website? But he like made everything all complicated with complicated passwords.
Well, I hope he wrote it down.
Yeah, he printed out a page where he wrote it down, but I'm sure he'll just lose it in 2 seconds. So
I've thought about getting a password manager, but I thought
you had one. Oh, you just have your little book.
I have like 10 pages, literally 10. Well, it's probably more than 10, but the ones that I use like regularly.
What if like
10 pages of passwords?
What if your house burnt down or something?
Well, yeah, my computer would have to burn down.
Yeah.
And my house. Yeah, I'd be in trouble.
My parents had a terrible chimney fire this week.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, do you want me to call? I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, do you want me to call the fire department? And she was like, no.
That's a real Vermont
I was like, for God's sake. They've had these
does.
before, and I think she was upset because she knew the fire department would get really mad at her.
Yeah.
Because they always have to go to my parents' house for chimney fires because I don't know if they don't clean their chimney well enough.
Well,
it costs
a lot to clean your chimney. It actually costs like $100,
but you
over
can even
$100.
do it yourself. And Dad,
well, if you have the brushes,
somehow while this chimney fire was happening, he took the brush. And then he somehow lost the brush down the chimney where it got wedged and melted.
No.
And then it was like real bad.
Man.
So I think she just was like,
that's bad.
Too embarrassed to call.
Yeah, I would be. You're supposed to put the brush on a chain or a string or something so that when you
was on like a stick, but it came unattached.
Was he on the roof or was he below?
I gave up and I was like, well, yeah, all right, goodbye. Call me if you need shelter.
Yeah, I didn't get my chimney cleaned this year because it was too expensive. I couldn't afford it.
I think maybe we did or we didn't. I don't remember. But
I've actually skipped 2 years.
Whoa, you better.
From poverty.
You burn a lot of wood. So
I know.
You can do it yourself.
Yeah, I think my stove is kind of. It would be harder.
You've got a more efficient stove now, though, so maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, I think it would be harder to start a fire.
We look at ours and make sure it's okay. And we burn, because we ran out of wood already, we burn a lot of oil, and the oil actually cleans the chimney flue out a little.
But it's a different chimney.
No.
Oh, it should be. It's supposed to be. Maybe. Don't admit that. The fire department will come after you next. Did you know firefighters are fighting police in Paris?
No.
It's not on the news at all. They're like hitting each other with clubs.
Why?
Because it's the people versus the state. And the firefighters have taken the side of the people.
Of course.
Isn't that incredible? I think it's so cool. I tracked it down.
Usually are people. So that's good.
Yeah. So, in a small town, sometimes you can feel embarrassed about your behavior in front of firefighters. But when push comes to shove, you can depend on them.
On your side. I just saw an article this morning about a female firefighter who got fired because she had posted some really racy Instagram pictures.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I looked at them and they weren't that bad. It was like, a shirt that kind of showed some side boob a little, but not like...
That shouldn't be a problem.
Whatever, who cares? And then
that's a summer
And then
shirt.
she was suing because speaking of racy pictures, like half the time aren't I talking about all those firefighter calendars of firefighters like in their underwear, like snuggling kittens and stuff? Like if that's not racy, I don't know what is.
Good point.
So why was she getting in trouble? And they're actually raising
money.
Where
was this?
For
There's
being
some places
clad.
that there's strange rules. There's strange rules.
I'm sure it was South. I'm sure it was in the South.
Well, there are really some strange rules coming down. Yeah. Like in Babylon, New York, you can't stargaze without a permit.
What?
Yeah, you can't stargaze without a permit in Babylon.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's in a public park. They're trying to discourage people, I guess, from hanging out unless you're rich and you have $60 to pay for a stargazing permit.
What?
Yeah, it's true. And you can't collect rainwater in some places. In some places, it's illegal to put a barrel out and collect rainwater next to your house.
Why?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Stargazing?
It's
You're just looking up. They're just looking up. I mean, are they just trying to make like a curfew so people aren't out at night in their park? Maybe they think that lots of bad stuff is happening, but you can't.
Unless you're rich. So it's a privilege for the rich to use the park at night. And it's, in some places you can't feed the homeless. You get arrested.
That's such bull.
So that's what our country's coming to.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Dispressing. I was going to say dispressing.
Also, my thumbs are really sore. What do you think that means?
Skiing.
It's
Yeah, it's gripping when you're cross-country skiing, you have different muscle groups that get stressed out.
They've been like sore all winter, and I've been like, what have I done to my thumbs?
Yeah, because think when you have to push like this.
Yep.
Especially if you're falling down.
Weird. It never even occurred to me. Mm-hmm. I thought I strained them because one day when John remade the bed, he tucked the sheets and blankets in really too tight at the bottom, and I like to pull them up so they're like all bunched around my neck and my ears. So I was like pulling really hard.
Yeah.
And like I could feel
it hurt.
Like I was
Your
hurting.
hands.
It was hurting my thumbs, and I thought that that's what did it. But when I think back about it, like my thumbs hurt before that.
Yeah.
It is. You're right. That's what it's
Well, after I take a big ski, I always like to wake up the next day and take an assessment of what hurts. Because different things hurt depending on, what I did.
I would just love for like menopause or whatever to be over now too, because my brain is so not even here.
I don't think it gets better.
Well, that's great. I call people by the wrong names. I immediately forget what I was just talking about.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
That's okay.
God.
It's okay. You're not alone. There's lots of us having these kinds of issues. Mm-hmm. Well, here's an acronym for you. Okay. I gotta see how smart and how hip you are if you know this acronym.
God,
okay.
Not at all.
All right, ready?
Yes.
NSFW.
I gotta write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Take a look at it. See if you can figure out what that is.
Safe for work.
Not
safe for work.
How did you know that?
I'm so hip. I'm tragically hip.
You totally are. No, how do you know? Tell me.
I don't know. I saw it like a year ago online.
Do you know what it means?
It's usually if something is like of a sexual or a violent or whatever nature, because everyone's always scrolling at work. And it basically means like, either turn the volume off on or don't run this link through your work email or whatever, because you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's too late. By the time you see it, isn't it too late?
You don't have to click on it or open it or whatever. Usually people put it
see.
Before you've even done it. So like, wait till you get home to watch this, because if
it's like
somebody comes and looks over your shoulder, it's going to not look good for you.
Right. And if you said like, don't click on this, people would click on it.
Yeah, they would.
Because
you have to like...
It's funny how
specifically warn them why.
Yes.
Because human curiosity it's not going to work to just warn them off.
Yeah, I know.
I
know. Even if you have a lot of self-control, you still fall for that stuff. Clickbait really works.
Yeah, it does.
It's clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to a song.
All right.
I wrote down whose the song is this time.
I saw you doing that. I thought you were bizarrely professional all of a sudden.
I know. I try to do it every time, but sometimes I just don't get it together. So this song is Louis Franco is going to start us off, and it's called... Is it? Wait a minute.
Oh, I thought you wrote it down.
Oh, it's Brother, Can You Spare a Dime? He does a great version of this. Here we go.
Okay.
They used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mud. When there was earth to plow, guns to bear, I was always there, right on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream, with peace and glory ahead. Why should I be standing in line, just waiting for bread? Once Once I built a railroad, I made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower up to the sun, brick and rivet and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, oh gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee Doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went marching to hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember, they called me Al. It was Al all the time. Why don't you remember, I'm your pal. Brother, can you spare a dime? In khaki suits, oh gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee Doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went straight into hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Oh, say, don't you remember, they called me Al. It was Al all the time. Why don't you remember, I'm your pal, buddy. Can you spare a dime?
Okay.
I take back what I said about you being professional.
I know. What I'd like to say is that was
like, that's not
Louis Franco singing. It wasn't him singing. I'm going to guess that it's his band. And I just hadn't listened to that track. I feel in my brain like I've heard him sing that song. But I heard all this incredibly good guitar playing. I think
we've both established that our brains don't work, so.
It's true.
So what you feel in your brain.
Yeah. I'll straighten it out in the show notes. I can always straighten stuff out that confuses me.
Where are they from, anyway?
Louis?
Yeah.
Louis Franco's from Calais, Maple Corners.
Oh,
literally right.
So kind of local. All right.
Yeah, but
I was gonna say if he wasn't a Vermonter, don't bother. But
that's not nice because if it's not a Vermonter, it's a friend of the show. Because I only play people who are friends of the show.
That's true. That's true. When we began, it was sort of more like people who would come through your studio, which was a smaller window because I think they mostly were like Vermont musicians, right?
Right. Or it'll be easier to get away with copyright stuff because I own the recordings. Or I don't actually literally own them, but I made them, so there's some grounds for saying that.
It's a gray area.
Yeah, that I have a right to play them. Yeah, we have a little bit of a gray area there.
If we ever changed our name from 11th Hour, which we won't, but...
Yeah.
A gray area would probably be really good.
There is a channel called The Gray Zone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, The Gray Zone. But it's a political channel on YouTube. It's really a good one, actually. Aaron Mate and Max Blumenthal for political junkies out there.
Cool.
Yeah. So I saw this photograph. Wait, do I hear this train?
No.
I hear something.
No. I think you hear things on the interstate.
Oh, okay. You hear that?
Hold on.
Well, it'll become obvious if it is a train. It's an unmistakable kind of a sound. But I saw a picture of the sun, really close up, really magnified. Do you know what it looked like?
Oh, with all the like bubbly looking.
I was going to say it looks like puffed wheat, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah,
honey, it exactly
like the honey puffed
like,
wheat or whatever.
Well, with the little crease in the middle, right? The puffed.
Yeah.
Isn't that wheat?
Or
it's
barley?
been a long time
since barley?
I know. I kept thinking maybe it was barley. But you don't go to the store and buy puffed barley.
No.
You buy puffed wheat or puffed rice.
Maybe they just call it puffed wheat because nobody would want to eat something called puffed barley.
Yeah, I'd have to be forced. I'd have to be force-fed.
My grandmother used to give us puffed wheat when I was a kid, and I got a taste for it. I love it. I never buy it. I should, actually.
Yeah, think about new breakfast cereals for you.
Yeah. I've been pretty good lately. I've been doing the cashew stuff and not the Fruit Loops, but
with milk.
Still like having a heart attack, so it doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
Yes, with milk.
No, you can also, that pain that you're feeling could also be from skiing, because there is this thing with the upper body that you do when you cross-country ski.
I didn't ski yesterday, though, or the day before, I don't think. No, I didn't.
Okay.
It feels more internal. It feels more like trapped stuff, or like, I don't know.
Like gas.
I guess.
Yeah.
I wish gas wouldn't get like under your ribs, though. It's kind of a weird place. Although years ago, when I was pregnant with one of my kids, like, since people my size aren't meant to become like 7 times bigger, so they should really like put a cap on people's
how fat pregnancy. You can get.
Yeah, like you shouldn't just. Anyway, whatever. Like your ribs are attached together with like cartilage, but if you stretch too much, the cartilage like pops apart, and then your ribs are like free floating. So occasionally I would get these horrible stabbing pains.
Oh my gosh.
And it was actually because since 2 of my ribs weren't attached anymore, they were like rubbing together and pinching muscle and tissue in between them.
That's problematic.
And I think that they never really reattached, so that may be part of it.
Well, you look good.
Thanks, Christina.
hey, there's new emojis. 115 new emojis.
John, one of the new laws is maybe, or one of the new bills. I don't pay attention to what things are called, but like you can get emojis on your license plate in the state of Vermont now.
I don't understand why. It's a way to make money.
Yeah. Everyone's all mad, like, oh, they're just wasting their time again. Yeah. Which it's like, I'm sorry, they just have to go through each bill as it comes up. They don't get to be like, no, we're not looking at any of these other bills, because what's a waste of time to some people might not be to others. They don't get to decide what's a waste of time, people. Yeah, they just have to take the bills as they come.
Right.
That's the deal.
Legalizing hallucinogenics. I thought, why are we spending time on this?
Right.
I don't know.
It's not like they choose what they're going to spend time on. Like everything comes in order, and you can't be like, that's not important, because maybe there's somebody else who would disagree with you and say that is important. That's all just.
But it's going to get very complicated with emojis, because then they're going to say, they can't.
Like, they're not going in place of like your numbers or letters on them.
No, I know, but some emojis are not going to be considered like appropriate.
I think that I think you can have the poop one.
You can have the poop one. Is that what you said?
I believe so, because I think John said somebody asked if it was okay to say poop on the house floor.
Well, there's a lot of new emojis. I'm telling you, they're pretty strange.
Anyway, everyone keeps thinking it's like, oh, they're going to put the emojis on their license plate instead of like the letters and the numbers, and that's not what they mean. You know how some license plates have like the little catamount on them, or some have
the peregrine falcon.
Yes, it's just another. It's just another way to make money.
Who would want an emoji instead of a peregrine falcon?
Not me, but some people would, especially like maybe younger people, because emojis are like their thing.
Whose thing?
I don't know. Millennials.
I've been forced into using them. I used to. On principle, I didn't use them for like 10 years.
You can kind of convey an emotion.
I know, I'm coming around.
Sometimes
I use them now sometimes. Yeah. Almost, I started to use them sort of tongue-in-cheek. Like, I'd use it, but you'd know that I'm not somebody who uses it, so it casts a certain different meaning onto it. But now I use them so much, it's like, oh no, this is my go-to. Like, if I want to...
I was just having this chat with my sister about how I've here comes the train, adopted some of these new things. Like, sometimes people write in only little letters because it's a little more dry sounding when you do that. You know what? You can actually convey emotions.
Without capitals?
Kinda. Okay, I'm gonna open the window so we can hear the train, which is coming now.
Sounds different.
Oh man, that's cold.
Listen. Steady on. Don't turn back. Keep on going. Yeah, that's today's message. Don't turn back. Keep on going. Look forward.
Ugh. Okay.
See, you know what it's like?
What's like?
It's like fortune cookies. The train whistle is like a fortune cookie.
Yeah, except it's like the same fortune every
It's not.
day.
It's not. You have to listen more closely. You have to use discernment to hear what the fortune is from the train whistle.
Okay. This is a lot of stupid
chords. Are you stuck?
Up.
Let me try to help.
I don't really care, so it's okay. I just am like,
oh,
sorry. Are you okay?
Yes, but it shouldn't. It's this.
Why are you being shocked?
I don't know.
See, it's the telephone is the root of all evil. That's what's doing it in here.
There. How's that?
Good, but I'm going to put this up here because I think it's
Yeah,
going to go
good luck.
off. Oh,
good luck.
Frig. Hold on a second. It just went off its hook.
This studio's a little disorganized.
What is this?
I don't know what that is. What is the problem?
I'm not sure. Hold on a second.
There's there's blue cables and white cables and black cables of all different sizes.
Didn't feel that tangled before I stood up to
But listen
stick
to me.
my microphone out the window.
I've been trying to tell you some of the new emojis.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Tell me.
Did we talk about Mr., Mrs., Miss, and Mix, MX dot?
No, I've never heard of Mix.
That's
MX dot.
genderless.
Oh.
Mix, MX. So now the emoji, then one of the new emojis is Mix Claus, like said or genderless Santa.
Why does... If Santa wants to be genderless, they should decide that themselves.
Them? What do you mean them?
I'm just saying, in case this message actually came from Santa, they could tell us that they are genderless. Okay, the American people can't decide that another figure or person is genderless. That would be me deciding that you are genderless.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why should we get to say if Santa is genderless?
Exactly. My point.
So, I mean, it's a historical figure who's male.
Who just happens to be a jolly old elf.
Right. Yeah. So I just don't think that we can change. That's not our place to change it. If Santa wants to change it, that's their business.
Good. Well said. Okay. How about this one? People hugging. That's okay. Emoji.
Fine.
How do you about smiling face with a tear? That's complex. They're trying to get more and more complex.
What's that mean?
Well, when you smile, you cry. When you smile, like happy, like crying.
Is it a happy
like
cry?
Laughing?
Or is it like a pathetic
I think it's happy crying.
Happy crying?
So that's okay. How about
I don't know, though. It feels kind of obscure to put that on your license plate. I feel like it should be the very basics. Like
no, these are just new emojis.
Smile, poop. Oh, okay.
These are just new emojis.
Okay.
You don't have to put this on your license plate.
Right. Okay, never mind. I was spaced out into a different.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
A woman in a tuxedo. That's interesting. I don't see. I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know what kind of statement it's making.
So it's like a full... Most emojis aren't like full figures of people, though. How do you know it's in a tuxedo?
Well, like a penguin. There's penguin emojis. That's a whole person.
Okay. It's just hard to get detail when it's an emoji.
Well, how about a man feeding a baby? That's a new one.
That's fine. They're so little. I mean, they're like
okay,
dots
but they
on your
do.
phone. How are you going to get this detailed of a man feeding a baby?
Because they managed to put
like
a lot of
breastfeeding.
No.
Feeding it like a bottle
I
or
guess.
food?
I don't know. I didn't actually see
An
it.
apricot?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Okay. I just read about it.
All right. What else?
You'll like this one. This one's just pretty straightforward.
Okay.
You know, they add animals, right?
Uh-huh.
Seals have been added.
Oh, there wasn't seals before?
No, I guess not.
There should have been seals.
There was penguins. I don't understand why penguins are more popular than seals, perhaps.
That seems not right.
Well,
I love seals. I really love seals.
The seal lobby has a victory here. So there is some good news. There is some good news.
That is pretty good.
That's it. But when I put emoji, when I'm typing it on Microsoft on a document, such as these notes are typed onto, its spell check says it's not a word. So that's an old 2011 version of Microsoft Word, I think, that's rejecting the word emoji. I think it's, when did emojis?
Are you spelling emoji right?
What do you think?
All right. I was
of course. Would I say this? Would I
You're
make
right.
a big
When did
production
emojis
about it?
make their first splash onto like mainstream? What do you think? Around like 2014, you think? Does that seem about right?
I don't know.
God, I feel like they've been around longer than that. At least the smiley one. And you could always on Facebook type in like what's that like
loser,
sideways?
Loser.
No, the sideways V's like that are like parentheses, but they're not like the bigger and smaller than sign.
Used to do that. Used to do that to me. Used to give me the loser signal. I remember you did.
Okay, well that was so 5 years ago. Anyway,
loser.
If you do that like sideways V and a 3, it will automatically make a heart. And that's been around for ages.
Oh,
this thing.
I know what you mean. Less than, more than.
Yeah, I said that. These
less
things.
Less than, more than.
Those things.
But sometimes it doesn't work, so you don't know. Have you ever been in that situation?
Yeah,
it's terrifying. Yeah. You don't know if it's going to work or not.
So you don't know enter and there's going to be a little red heart, or if it's just going to look like you're an idiot and
you're stupid.
There's a less than and a 3.
That's right.
I can never remember if it goes less than 3 or 3 less than. So
yeah, I can never remember, so I don't do it. But here's one last emoji is the Italian pinching of the fingers, like this.
Is it just the fingers,
like
or is it like
this? Like
is it
this.
just the fingers?
Yeah.
Bellissimo.
Buddy.
That.
I hear it a lot. We did. What?
Well, that seems really hard without movement to like convey. People always think, they put that one that looks like high five, but I think it's actually I think it's actually praying.
It's praying's 2 hands.
Right, but like everyone thinks that it's 2 hands like high-fiving each other, and they're always posting it. But if you look, both the sleeves are the exact same color. I think if they were going to convey that they're 2 separate hands high-fiving each other, they would make the 2 sleeves different colors. To me, it looks like praying hands.
Well, it is praying hands, probably.
But nobody uses it that way. Everybody is like, yeah, way to go, and then they put that.
There's got to be a different high-fiving. Because high-fiving and praying, it's not really the same.
No.
I mean, is it? Let's see if we can find some kind of a strange abstract link between the two.
Maybe when you're praying, you're high-fiving God.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. But I just, I am not sure.
Yeah. It's like, hey, God, let's get this thing done. High five.
I'm not 100% sure that they're praying hands, but I'm pretty sure.
If
I was an emoji, if I was an emoji creator and I wanted to convey high five and I just was going to put close up of like 2 hands, I would definitely make the sleeves 2 different colors so that you are seeing that it's 2 people interacting.
Right. I see your point. And that blue color is so pretty. Don't you like to do the praying hands? Don't you like to press that?
No, I never have because I can't figure out what it is.
Because it says thank you. If you type in thank you, texting thank you, it comes up as thank you. So people use it more for
so they're doing this thing.
Yeah.
But that's
more namaste kind of a thank you thingy.
Well, there's this other thing that's very Buddhist. Like when you touch your chin, it's supposed to mean thank you too. Is that that's the sign language thank you?
Oh.
And I think it's like a Buddhist thing too. Like my friend Phil always does that when he says thank you.
I never saw that.
He goes, thank you.
Nice. That's nice.
I think that's what I don't know.
Okay.
I could sign the alphabet once, but I can't remember any longer. Except for this is I, and this is J.
A.
B. Oh,
C,
and then
D,
M and N, like
E,
you put your thumb in between
F,
2 different fingers
G.
to be like the bumps, like M
right.
and N.
They make sense, most of them.
Yeah.
I think Q's confusing. What is Q? With the little finger?
It's like,
like that.
It's like you do an O with a like
splash.
Splash?
With a splash. A nip. A snip. A snip. No, that's the wrong use to that word. But creative use of language is something we support on this show. Mm-hmm. So if you want to use nip in place of the proper word, you go right ahead.
We don't know. It might be a proper word.
I've been reading poetry.
You've been writing poetry.
Well, people I know, but I've been trying to, read the real stuff that they call poetry. I cannot read it. I swear, it sounds like people just jumping from one idea to the next and trying to sound
smart. They're trying to make it be as bizarre and random as possible because that's what passes as art.
Yeah, I think we're just going through a bad period.
I just want them to say it.
Say something you can understand.
Yeah. Is that so hard to like do?
No, it's not.
That's what is good about your poetry.
It's easy. It's baby poetry. It's
poetry. Not baby
it's
poetry.
Like going to the baby dentist.
It's like a duh poetry. Like, here is what poetry is supposed to be. Hello, everybody. This is better.
Yeah, let's roll it back a few centuries to the way it was in ancient China, where people actually made some sense, as opposed to now.
They made sense in ancient China?
Well, they kept their poems short, first of all.
Oh, like haikus?
That was nice. That was humane.
Is that where haikus come from, is ancient China?
Haiku, I believe, is Japanese.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But the Chinese had a good style with short stuff, too. You know, just keeping it brief.
And as a culture, they're also short in stature, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and they'd give you 1 to 2, tops 3 images to think about. Like, there'd be a guy drinking wine.
Plenty.
Yeah, guy drinking wine. He's thinking he's old, and the leaves are falling off the trees. Like 3 things, just like that. You can grasp that, but if you go over 3 things, you're just you're struggling. You're struggling. You
overload.
To pull, see what's
Too
the
much.
same about
overstimulation.
It is overstimulating. Mm-hmm. We're not that smart.
Less is more.
Yeah.
Always, forever.
Okay, time for song.
Oh, who are you not going to play this time?
Okay, we're going to have more confusion. I believe this is Gold Town. It should be bluegrass. If it's not, my bad. Here we go.
We had a real whippoorwill of a time. Could tell the next day by the full and rocky signs. Shiny pesos of memory past. Outside Tijuana where the cross is half a mast. Can't hide your shame across the border, the road country lines, when you're slinging yourself in that bozo. You lost a lot of rain, cool as a desert dawn. Those tears of joy, say I suppose so. Got a little bit of you in her. You'll drink the gold stuff and trust your caliber. You won't cook it in flesh and bone. Best rock it slow while you got a throne. Can't hide your shame across the border, the road country lines, when you're slinging yourself in that bozo. Lost a lot of rain, cold as a desert dawn. Those tears of joy, say I suppose so. Can't hide your shame across the border, road country lines, when you're slinging yourself in that bozo. You lost a lot of rain, drunk as a dirty dog. Those tears of joy, say I suppose so. Those tears of joy, say I suppose so.
See, it was bluegrass.
There you go.
That was called Tears of Joy by Gold Town from Manchester area.
Isn't there like a big band called Gold Town now?
Pigs?
Not pigs.
A pig
big,
band?
Big with a B.
Oh.
Like a big mainstream fancy pants band, like a big deal band.
I don't know.
Gold Town. It just
I'm
sounds
not really up on that stuff.
It sounds familiar, and not because we've played it before, because I know we have, but like Gold Town. I'm just going to look it up because I know it is.
Okay.
Lots of things aren't copyrighted, though. I don't think you can copyright like names of things sometimes.
Oh, trade names.
I mean, some trade names you can.
Yeah.
Oh, this is hard to do this with one hand.
There's a new children's book out you might be interested in.
What?
It's called Quantum Entanglement for Babies. And I looked up quantum entanglement because I didn't really know what it was.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really understand what it was.
Well,
so I don't know how babies can, but maybe babies have more of an open mind to things, that they can make connections that like adults can.
Gold Town is a movie and a band from Vermont. Oh, yeah, you know.
Maybe you're wrong.
I'm wrong, I guess.
Yeah. You're thinking of something else.
I am.
I don't know what.
Weird. Or maybe they're just more popular than I thought they were.
Oh, I haven't had my tea at all.
Oh, why is it over here? Have it.
I don't know. Just so I could spill it on you, I guess, or spill it on my recording device. That would be like typical.
You haven't spilled yet.
Yeah.
Have you?
I will.
No, wait. Did you spill that one time?
Cold. It's cold remedy.
Do you have a cold? I had a cold last week. It was crappy.
You know what? I had a cold for like 6 hours. It was the weirdest thing. I came down with the symptoms. All of a sudden, I got a runny nose and stuff. And I started
just allergic to something.
It was like 6 hours, and then all of a sudden, it was gone.
Oh, mine was like all last week, but it went away kind of yesterday. My kid was out one day. My niece Avery had a fever of 107.
That's too high.
And that was really scary. And I told my sister, like, take her to the hospital. But Jen had called the doctor, and the doctor said that she thought her thermometer was wrong. But I said bull on that, because Jen was, like, testing it on herself, too, and it was normal.
Yep.
But Avery wasn't, like, acting that bad, and they eventually got it down with some...
Well, that's good. I mean, because you know...
That's, like, brain damage area. You don't want to have a fever that high.
But if you can get through it, it's good for you, because it burns off so much stuff.
Bad germs.
It's really good to have a fever.
But that just seemed like really...
But it's scary. Yeah, it's scary. Much. It's very scary. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh, everyone needs to email me to get tickets for the Rusty Louise's Lager Tiny Town Hall tour, because it's a benefit for one of my kids' class trips. And my email address is emilylouisehow@yahoo.com. And it's going to be not today, but next Friday and next Saturday, the 7th and 8th of February at the Tunbridge Town Hall, and it'll be really fun.
Remember that last time I had a show there?
I do, and I got to sell your merch.
And like 5 people came to the show?
No, there's more than that.
No, it was about 10.
There was like a dozen at least.
Yeah.
Not even counting me.
12, you're being generous.
I'm not even.
But I tell you, I rehearsed so much for that show, and I got somebody who, if I couldn't sing, could sing all my songs for me.
I remember you had Patrick, right?
Well, Pat was Patrick playing,
and
Steve, cousin Steve was with me, and Lizzie Mandel was with me. So she was like my
Patrick.
backup.
You and Patrick played at the Chelsea Town Hall a different time.
Oh, he played.
Yeah,
and I got up and played some stuff with him.
Yes, because I'm scrolling through my brain, makes memories just from the pictures I've taken. So I'm picturing the pictures.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, and then I realized that the picture of you and Patrick was at Chelsea, not.
That's
Tunbridge.
right.
Yes, you're right. It was Lizzie. And it was your cousin, Steve. Because that was the first time I met Steve in person.
Yeah, he's so nice.
He's nice.
Yeah, I did not grow up with like packs of cousins. I'm always jealous of people who talk about their packs of cousins,
so
and you would like get together in the summer with your packs of
oldest,
cousins.
Which isn't as fun as you may think.
Yeah, I had a family that was just all about alienation. You know, everybody getting alienated from everybody else, and there being little alliances here and there.
That sounds fun. Well,
that
ends up happening to lots of families. So.
Yeah, it's kind of the luck of the draw. You don't know what you're going to get in life. You get other stuff, and then you get skimped on other things. So you have to just sort of capitalize on things that are working for you.
It's true.
Right. We'll get another chance. Yeah, we get a lot. We get a lot of chances. Theoretically, if you go to the Ascension Glossary, you can learn about all kinds of things about your second chances in life.
You didn't finish telling me about the babies. The
fallen angelics.
No, whatever.
Those are interesting.
What else you were talking about before?
Chakras,
Either
Aquarius.
I interrupted or I forgot what happened.
Oh, the baby book on quantum entanglement.
Yes, quantum entanglement. Sorry.
Well, I told you I didn't get very far with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I should look it up in the Ascension Glossary. I should, because it's probably right there next to the fallen angelics.
I might need to come over and switch your library around a little bit. It's very voodoo centric. We need to
No, I have Beatrix Potter. I have Peter Rabbit. Okay. I have all the classics from the 50s, children's books from the 50s.
Those are pretty good.
They're fantastic. You can on Goodreads. Goodreads, that website, which I feel mixed about it. It's really an arm of Amazon, I'm sure. That's what it is. It's trying to sell books, basically. But it's got a lot of good info, a lot of participation from readers. But
I get almost all of my illustration when I'm in a painting mode. I get all of my illustration inspiration from old children's books.
Yeah,
never new ones. I don't care for modern illustrations.
I agree. I mean, there's a few standouts, but basically the 50s. You can, and that's what I was going to say is on Goodreads.
Even earlier, I even love
the 40s.
Really,
what's
stuff.
The steam shovel? Remember the steam
Mike Mulligan?
The steam shovel. That's a good one.
My brother-in-law Matt, who is an excavator. When he and my sister went to get tattoos because they said that they were the most boring people in the world and they were going to just do something crazy for their 10th anniversary years ago.
Yeah.
So Jen got this tree of life on her wrist and Matt had this awesome tattoo. It was going to be an armband of Mike Mulligan, tiny little Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel and all the little, going in a circle around his arm. And the last minute he chickened out because he's a man and he thought that would look really wussy. So he just got lines tattooed around his arm.
They can't be misinterpreted.
No, they're just lines.
It's even more straightforward than which ear is your earring in, which used to be such a big deal.
Oh, that's right. It used to be left is right and right is wrong. But that was when they were saying that if you had it in your right ear, you were gay, and so they said that was wrong.
Oh, that was the deal.
That was a ridiculous deal.
When was that? Tell me.
I don't know. Early 90s, I think, and maybe
amazing.
Before. Such a strange thing.
Oh, gosh.
I hadn't even thought about that until right this second. It just popped up in my head.
Yeah.
Left is right and right is wrong.
I'll never forget going with Freya and her group of friends from the Putney School to get her belly button pierced.
Oh, God.
Oh, it was so horrific. I couldn't go in. All her friends, when it came down to the actual moment where they were just going to go in there and have them do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't go.
Was it at a piercing place or a salon?
It was a jewelry store, I think, or something. But they did that stuff.
Yeah.
And I figured, well, she's got her friend. She didn't ask me to, she didn't need me emotionally to go in there. And I just couldn't stand to see my child having a needle put into their belly button. It was more than I could take. It was like when Wilder had to get stitches in his knee and I had to stand there watching him like he squinched up his whole body.
Oh, stop.
I know. It's just hard. But everything's going to be okay.
I hate watching.
I
hate watching anything that hurts my kids, but it's tricky though, and it's something voluntarily that they're what is that about?
Yeah, that's right.
My kid has been begging for earrings lately, and I've just been sort of putting him off.
I was actually thinking about getting a tattoo yesterday.
What?
Because I feel so outside. I feel like I'm so much on the fringe of a society that I was feeling angry. I just thought getting a tattoo would be... But then I don't want to interface with technology in that way. I don't want technology, marring my body.
I just feel like I came out with this body and it's not any of my business to monkey with it.
I like the idea of tattoos, but not
I kind of do too, but I can't.
I don't like tattoo guns.
I don't.
Are they called guns? Tattoo guns?
I don't think so.
That's what I am thinking they are. They're like little guns that shoot ink into you.
They go really fast, right? They're like da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
They are guns that shoot little ink pieces.
I guess.
Drop, snips.
I'm not sure. I know. I agree. Like every once in a while, I'm like, gee, that's kind of cool. And I like kind of enjoy them on other people, but I can't quite. It's something to do with my OCD. I can't quite mar my own skin on purpose.
Well, in India, they do the henna tattoos, so they're not permanent.
I've had those. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
maybe I should just get into some henna tattooing and try some stuff like.
I just can't imagine anything that I would.
I
change all the time. Like everything that I feel about everything, like changes all the time. So
but wouldn't you like to have like a big dragon on your back?
No,
I'd like to have one all over my back.
No.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's the kind of mood I'm in.
It would be so tiny, just like something that felt like a little private message to me from me.
Yeah, but aren't you mad? Don't you want to express your anger?
But like that's like I don't want to. I'm not expressing my anger on myself anymore.
Well, it's with henna. It's a plant. Henna's nice.
Yeah,
it's friendly.
That's fine.
It's just a color. It's like food coloring.
I don't know why I have
guess what?
Tattoo issues. What? It's time to go?
Yes.
Oh.
Sorry to cut you off there.
It's okay.
I know we have a lot of interesting things important things that we're talking about, but we're going to have to cut it short.
Well.
So you've been listening to 11th Hour.
Oh, yeah.
Radio.
That.
Yeah, so we have one last song by Robert Bryant, this was recorded in my studio. He's a great guy from Stratford.
And go check out our podcast, you guys.
Yeah.
Our website, 11thhourradio.com.
Podcasts.
YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all those things. They have our stuff.
Yeah, because then you can listen whenever you want. If you wake up at 3 a.m, you can listen to like us talk about stupid stuff. It's a perfect antidote for anxiety. Okay, here we go. This is called No Danger Deeper Than Doubt.
Whoa.
And we'll see you next week.
Have a great weekend, you guys.
Bye.
Once in a while you forget what you know, caught up in the moment, not sure how to go, looking for answers, can't see your way through. Hang on to your hope, here's what to do. Walk toward the sun and shadows fall behind you. If you get lost, I'll try to remind you. Breathe in, but don't forget to breathe out. There's no danger deeper than doubt. Everything's crazy and moving too fast. Don't let the present be part of your past. Play your best game with the talent you've earned. Lead with your strength, use the lessons you've learned. Walk toward the sun and shadows fall behind you. If you get lost, I'll try to remind you. Breathe in, but don't forget to breathe out. There's no danger deeper than doubt. Life has a way of playing tricks on your mind. Running for cover, flying so blind. Don't be thinking it's over before you be gone. Here is the truth, I know you're not done. Trouble are tracking you down, just keep on moving with feet on the ground. Love will be on the lookout when nothing is sure. Friends will stand by you as part of your cure. Walk toward the sun and shadows fall behind you. If you get lost, I'll try to remind you. Breathe in, but don't forget to breathe out. There's no danger deeper than doubt. Walk toward the sun and shadows fall behind you. If you get lost, I'll try to remind you. Breathe in, but don't forget to breathe out. There's no danger deeper than doubt. There's no danger deeper than doubt. There's no danger deeper than doubt.